Hello all. In this video, we are going to discuss about structure and union in C. What is structure? Structure is a user-defined data type. It contains number of data types which are grouped together, and these data types may or may not be of same type. That means structure is used to store dissimilar type of data or heterogeneous type of data. What is declaration syntax? So we have to use a keyword struct followed by a name given to a structure. So this name can be given by a user. Then we can list down the structure elements with their data types, and we can end the structure type with a semicolon. So this will define the type of a structure. Then to use this structure, we need to create variables by using the keyword struct. Name of a variable we can use to create different variables. So this first part is structure type. It only defines the data type. It does not tell compiler to allocate the space in a memory. A space will be allocated when we create the structure variables. Let us take the example of structure for a books. So I am using a keyword struct with name of a structure as book. Now I want to list multiple values such as name of a book, price of a book, and number of pages that particular book is having. So name of a book is of type character, price is of type float, and number of pages are of type integers. Now I have created this variable struct book b1. Similarly, you can create number of variables for different books that you require. So structure for list of books, and you can also create variables at the end of this curly bracket, and you can list down number of variables. So this is how you can also create multiple variables for the structure book. So whatever the elements of structure, they are always stored in continuous memory locations. So how to access the structure elements? Structure elements are accessed by using a dot operator, and they can also be accessed by using a pointer, where we can use the arrow operator. So let us see the example how to access the structure elements. So if this is my structure and I have created two variables b1 and b2, so how I can read the name, price, and pages for these two books? By using a dot operator. So first we can ask user to enter the price, and you can scan that price by using ampersand b1 dot price. So here dot operator is used. To the left hand side of dot operator, we always have a structure element, and to the right we have the element which we have listed in the structure. Same way we can read the number of pages, and we can also read the name of a book. So here while scanning, we have to use the format specifier depending on the type of a variable and the ampersand sign. You can notice here for the name we have not used ampersand because the name we have used as character array, and in case of array, the array name itself indicates the starting address, so ampersand will not be required. Similarly, I can read it for the book number 2 by using dot operator, and to the left I can have the variable, and to the right I can have the element. You can also initialize the structure by using the statement like this struct book b3, and here you can initialize the values. First will be your string, second the floating point value for price, and third is the integer value for number of pages. So remember that left hand side of a dot operator is the variable, and to the right you have the structure element. So how to print these values now? So same procedure, only instead of printf scanf you can use a printf statement, and you can use the appropriate format specifier. Like here, to print name we require %s as a format specifier and b1 dot name, then b1 dot price and b1 dot pages. So it will print the values for book b1. Similarly, you can print it for b2. You can also print all the values in one single printf statement. Now memory allocations for these variables. Size and range are compiler dependent. So let us see the list of different data types and their memory requirement. So characters require 1 byte, integer, short, signed, unsigned integers require 2 byte, then long signed int, long unsigned int require 4 byte, float requires 4 byte, double 8 byte, and long double 10 bytes. Now all these sizes are for 16-bit compiler. If you are using 32-bit compiler, this size requirement will be different. Now memory allocation for structure variable. Now suppose we have created a structure for book and we have created a variable b1. Now for character, as we have seen, for 16-bit compiler requires 1 bit. So for 20 characters require 20 bytes. For one float requires 4 byte, and one integer it requires 2 bytes. So total 26 bytes will be required for a single structure variable. Here it is b1. So how memory is allocated? So for variable b1, a block of 26 bytes will be allocated. It may start from any address, and this memory block is divided into different parts. So first part is for my name of a book, second is for the price, and third is for the number of pages. And how I can access this? By using a dot operator. So these are the memory requirements for each element of a structure. Now array of structure. Suppose I have a list of elements to store. Suppose I want to create a record for n number of books. Let us assume I want to create a record for 10 books. So as we have seen, to represent the one variable of a book you require 26 byte. So for 10 books we require 260 bytes of a memory. So this block of 260 byte will be allocated, and it will be divided into the block of 10 books. So first block will be accessed as b of 0. As we know, array always starts with index 0. Second block is accessed as b of 1. Likewise, the last block will be accessed as b of 9. So each block will have this structure element as name, price, and pages. And how that can be accessed? For first book, it can be accessed as b of 0 dot name, b of 0 dot price, and b of 0 dot pages. Similarly, for book 1, you can access it as b of 1 and using dot operator. And for the last element, that is for last book, b of 9 dot name, price, and pages. So this is how you can access the elements in array of structures. Next, what is union? It is similar to a structure. It is also a user defined data type. Its syntax and defining a union is almost similar to a structure. Only difference is in terms of storage. The amount of memory reserved for union is equal to memory required for the largest element in the union. Only one element of the union can contain valid data at given point of time. So what is the syntax? It is almost similar to a structure, only you have to use here keyword union. Now creating variables is also similar to a structure. So this is my union type and this is the union variable. Always remember, whenever you are defining a type, it does not tell compiler to reserve any memory space. So memory space will be allocated or reserved only when you create variable. So how memory allocation will be done for the union? Let us take the same example for book, which I have declared as union. Now for book B1, I have two variables, that is price and pages. Now this price is of type float. Let us assume it takes 4 byte and pages requires 2 byte for 16-bit compiler. So whenever a memory is allocated, so memory allocated for union B1 will be 4 bytes. That is the maximum memory required for a variable, that is 4 byte for float price. So in this memory location, either you can store price or you can store the value for pages. So at a time, only one valid data can be stored. So here is the memory requirement. How to access the structure elements, union elements? It is again the same how you can access the structure element, that is using the dot operator, and it can also be accessed by using pointer and by using arrow operator. So it will be almost similar to a structure. So let us see how I can access it. So in the same way, I can use the dot operator and the ampersand sign if I am scanning the value, the ampersand b1 dot price, and %f depending on the data type of the variable. In the same way, we can read the number of pages. Here format specifier will be %d as the pages is of type integer. Thank you.